To be a champion, it requires heart and a relentless desire to be great. Here at Jaguar Women's Basketball, we call that being Southern tough. Join us here at F.G. Clark Activity Center all season long. Tickets are on sale now for 2017-18. Go Jaguars.
This is Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm.
Welcome to Inside the Jaguar Nation. He's Aaron Lee, I'm Morgan Beard, and Aaron, football may be over, but the party doesn't stop here. We're talking round ball season.
Let's talk some basketball, Morgan.
Yeah.
See, the Jaguars started off slow this season,
Yep.
but Coach Morris Scott and the guys are trying to find their way early on. They took in their in-state rival this past week, Tulane.
Yeah.
Let's get right to those highlights.
Hey, let's go out there to New Orleans and jump right into it. The Southern Jaguars on the road, as you said, Aaron, and they get on the board first when Emmanuel Shepard finds big man Jared Sam on the bounce pass for the lay-in. But Tulane, they will quickly match that when Ray Ona Imbo puts them in the spin cycle there, swerves through traffic, and gets the two and the foul and a little roll there as well. The trouble started early for the Jags, though. Melvin Frazier here, drive. He misses a bunny layup, but he gets it back. Trying to pad those stats there a little bit, but Jared Sam, he would do all he could to keep them in the game. You see here, number 17 gets it off the backboard, and in it goes. And then here, 17 again, it's Sam in there to close the gap at 8, 18-10 Green Wave, Aaron.
Yeah, Morgan, the Jaguars will go on to a little run with Eddie Reese as he hits the big three to bring them within one, but that's all she wrote. The Green Wave would go on an 18-0 run right before the half and knock down three after three. Here we go right here. He finds Caleb for the three, knocks that down, and then Caleb returns the favor to Jordan on this next play as he would find the three. It's just raining threes there, Morgan, all day, all day. The Jags didn't lead throughout this one in the second half. They lost big in this one. Tulane was just too much for the Jaguars. The final score is 95-76. Let's take a look at some final stats. Eddie Reese finished with 18 points. He tied for a game high. Jared Sam, that big man, finished with 15 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double.
Nice.
But here's where it hurt the Jags. The Jags shot 31.8% from the field, and that's just not going to cut it. So, Morgan, the Jaguars, they need help.
Yeah.
They need to maintain during this tough stretch until they get to SWAC play.
Yeah, it might be okay to lose a non-conference game, but like you said, once that SWAC starts coming around, kind of like the football team, if they can do their work there, they'll be okay. Coach Morris Scott still adjusting as head coach, and his team still learning to play with each other.
Yeah, with that being said, they need to find out who they can depend on. I like guard Aaron Ray. He is a dark horse for me. He only played 6 games coming off an injury, but he's tough and scrappy. You need those type of guys. He's averaging almost 10 points a game, and he can be vital off the bench. I also like Eddie Reese. He's another junior. He can be a star on this team. He plays the guard spot well. He plays smooth, under control. He can finish in transition. So that's another guy that they need to depend on this year. Also, when he gets hot, he can light it up behind the arc. Both of these guys, Aaron and Eddie, they just need to have confidence and play their games.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of consistency, LaQuinton Collins, the senior guard, only averaging 3.9 points on the season and has only started 3 games, so a limited sample size there. But Coach Scott mentioned that Collins needs to be more aggressive when he is out there on the court. They need to get the ball to the big man, and that big man, one of them, number 12, Jared Sam, who's the focal point on this team. He's a leading scorer with 16.2 points a game, and he's averaging 7.8 rebounds. I'm sure Southern would like to see that rebound number get up into the double digits, get him averaging a double-double a game. That would surely help their calls. But mainly, get him the ball, let him stay out of foul trouble is what the Jags really need. So, Aaron, let's take a look at some season stats now. Southern is 2-7 on the season.
Yeah, and again, we talked about it a little bit earlier, that low shooting percentage. They're only averaging 38% on the season. And this is the big thing. Turnovers. Turnovers have been a big problem for them. They're averaging 12.7 turnovers a game, and you're not going to win with that.
No, sir. But hey, it's time for our first break, Aaron. But of course, before we go, we're going to let the sounds of that human jukebox take us to break. It never gets old.
Coming up next, we talk to a senior Jaguar as he reflects on his time on the bluff.
Hey, good stuff there. And later in the show, it's jam-packed. We get to know the women's coach as their season is underway as well. We'll be back right here with more on Inside the Jaguar Nation.
You're watching Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm, with Brian Holland, Morgan Beard, Ashley Liotis, and Aaron Lee.
That's right. Welcome back to Inside the Jaguar Nation. Morgan Beard alongside the man Aaron Lee. And again, Aaron, football season is over. But hey, we have an all-access pass here on Inside the Jaguar Nation.
Yes, we do, Morgan. For this week's Performer of the Week, or the season,
yeah.
It's on the defensive side of the ball. Our very own Brian Holland sat down in studio with senior defensive end Aaron Tiller to talk football and his future.
Jaguars, it seems like. Great career. Got to ask you straight off the bat, what are you going to remember about your illustrious career there as a Southern Jaguar?
I mean, I'm going to remember all the love and support the fans showed us, and just, you know, just going out there to work with my brothers every day. And, you know, I'm just going to, I'm going to miss that the most, and I'm just going to go out, and that's going to be my biggest thing I miss here when I leave here.
You know, I think Southernites are also going to remember the glasses. It's been kind of your look, right? So, you get them anywhere special, or you're pretty picky about them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get them online at different websites, and it just go. What I see I like, I just grab them.
Do you have a special or a favorite moment on the field? Obviously, the Bayou Classic, you're just coming off that. Anything like that?
My favorite on the field moment was probably my sophomore year against Georgia, when the first time I used the spin move in a game, and I got a sack off of it against an SEC team. So that's probably my most memorable favorite moment.
That Bayou Classic, we got to cover it. What are you going to remember from that? Obviously, it was a thriller this year, and it was a lot better game, obviously, than 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to remember how hard my team fought. No matter what happened, no matter what kind of plays went down, no matter what calls we didn't get, we stayed together as a team. So, you know, I'm going to always remember that. Let's
talk about your future. Where are you headed, and what's kind of the work that you have ahead of you to project to the NFL?
Well, this morning I just got invited to the NFLPA game. So
wow, congrats.
Appreciate it. So I'm going to accept that. And, you know, I just got to become stronger and faster, and just take coaching and just get after it every day. I haven't stopped. As soon as we came back, I hit the gym. So it's like, now is what you want to do, and what I want to do is play football. So it's going to be a tough task ahead, but I think I can get it done.
All right, Aaron Tiller, he revealed that he'll be playing in that Senior Bowl, the Reese's Senior Bowl. It'll happen Saturday, January 27th of next year in Mobile, Alabama. It'll be aired on NFL Network at 1:30 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah, that's right. Aaron staying with Aaron Tiller. Aaron Lee, you finally got to settle a dispute on the game sticks during the week of the Bayou Classic. Another game took place, and we like to call that the Aaron versus Aaron battle. Take a look at what happened.
You see, I like to pass. I'm not the good pass. You already know.
My game against Contavious Preston went as planned. Scoring all day. Easy.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's touchdown. Yes. Let's go. Come on. That's another touchdown. Yeah, she about to get beat by a sports reporter. That's another touchdown. Oh, come on, bro. Come on, now. You know I'm going to pick up, man. Come on, man. That's bad. That's bad. KP just gave up the sticks to Aaron. That's game.
However, my game against Aaron Tiller wasn't my proudest moment.
It's time to watch our play.
Come on.
Ah!
Come on. 6.
My hands a little tired from the last game.
Come here, please. Appreciate it. That's 3 picks for a linebacker? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, come on. Get him out of here. Get him back to Fox News. Come on, man.
That's how you feel?
I'm doing the interview. 22-0, first quarter, baby. This is over with.
Oh, Aaron, you got played like the human jukebox is playing those instruments
It
out
happens,
there.
Morgan, it happens.
Sorry, buddy. That was pretty
But I
embarrassing
won the
there.
first one.
Yeah, you're right. You got one. You split. It's all right. We'll give you a pass. But hey, coming up, much more good stuff here on Inside the Jaguar Nation. Coach Sandy Pugh lets us know what she expects from the Lady Jaguars this season, and we catch you up on what's happening on the bluff. More Inside the Jaguar Nation coming right up after this.
This is Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm.
That's right, it's ITJN, Morgan Beard here alongside Aaron Lee, and we've already talked about a football season in the rearview mirror.
It's done.
But it's okay because we got some basketball, and personally speaking, I love some round ball. What about you, Aaron?
Morgan, basketball is right in my wheelhouse. Being from Chicago,
Chi-town guy
growing
over
up
here.
a Bill Bulls fan, a Michael Jordan fan, it's a no-brainer. So our own Ashley Lyotis is here to tell us what's going on with the men's and women's team on campus.
It's basketball season on the bluff, but both teams hitting the road for a pretty extended period of time. Let's take a look at the Jags' schedule over the next few weeks. The men's basketball team will actually host Florida A&M on Thursday, December 14th at 6:30 before they head to Texas to take on Baylor on December 20th. That game scheduled for 7 o'clock. The women's team will head to Mobile, Alabama to take on South Alabama on Monday, December 11th. Then they'll head to Florida to take on Bethune-Cookman on December 13th at 5:30. Following that, they'll take on USF in Tampa on the 15th and Toledo in West Palm Beach on December 18th at noon. We'll, of course, have more scores and highlights next week on Inside the Jaguar Nation.
The Lady Jaguars were picked to finish 4th in the SWAC this season. Despite returning preseason all-first-team, all-conference forward Brianna Green, Coach Pugh and the Jags are ignoring the talk and will let their play speak for them.
The season is brand new for us, and we're still growing. We have a whole lot of new parts that we're trying to fit together. I like a lot of things that we're doing. We call it 40 minutes of mayhem. We're pressing, we're running, we're playing fast, but we've been inconsistent. We've allowed some of the bigger schools to kind of pound us and grind us down to a half-court game. That's not the kind of game we want to play. And sometimes you might think, yeah, they might get a little intimidated, but, I played at a small college myself, and we never got intimidated by the number 4 rankings or top 20 rankings. We slayed a lot of those dragons. So that's my mindset going into it, and that's what I teach, and that's my expectation. Kids are fun to watch. They have a lot of energy. Last year's team, I didn't think we were very good in the half-court or the full-court defense. This year's team is much better. We're more athletic. So I think, once we get through this stretch, I think we're going to be fine. We got to continue to play hard and go in, and I think we can get some dubs on the road here, but we got to execute our brand of basketball. The game has to be played on the court, and it has to be won on the court. We have to work on our strengths, and our weaknesses, and we have to continue to grow and get better each and every day. And we let the rest of that take care of itself.
Hey, thanks to Coach Pugh and the Lady Jaguars. Led us in there, and a nice little inside look at the team early on this season as the human jukebox plays us to break. But coming up after the break, Luke Johnson, that man right there, the Southern Jaguars beat reporter for The Advocate. You probably read his articles every week long. He joins us in studio to give his thoughts on the rest of the season here on Inside the Jaguar Nation.
This is Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm.
Welcome back to Inside the Jaguar Nation. Once again, Morgan Beard, Aaron Lee holding it down here. And this is the part of the show we're already digging deep. We're getting a little deeper inside the Jaguars right now, aren't we?
Yeah, that's right, Morgan. Brian Holland, who's everywhere, got a chance to chat with a Southern Jaguar beat reporter from The Advocate, Luke Johnson.
And here with Luke Johnson, you can find his work at The Advocate. Luke, you've been following Southern here for, what now, 2 seasons?
2 seasons, yeah.
So on the beat, and you saw how it ended, basically ended like it did last season, although I would argue a much different game. Came down to the last few minutes. Put this season, though, in perspective for me. I know Southernites, they're down about the Bayou Classic. Was this season a success maybe in fans' eyes, in your eyes as well?
Well, I don't know about fans. I think everybody was disappointed when they weren't able to beat Grambling. That was a winnable game, and they came up on the short end of the stick. But This season in particular, I thought was really successful. They had to replace the all-time leading rusher, Leonard Tillery, and the all-time leading receiver, Willie Quinn. And they had to replace him with a lot of freshmen. They had their best receiver going into the year, Randall Menard. They lost him in the 4th game to a broken leg. Austin Howard, they lost really for 2 games, and then he wasn't back to himself for another 3 or 4 games after that. And to still be where they were with a bunch of freshmen playing, with a limited Austin Howard, to be in the driver's seat with 5 minutes to go in the last game of the season, looking to extend it to a SWAC championship, I thought that was a really successful year.
So to have Grambling on the ropes and possibly headed to the final SWAC title game with 5 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter, it has to speak something to Coach Odoms, right?
Oh, it absolutely does. You know, I think you could argue that that Grambling has a more talented roster. I think that's, you know, Devontae Kincaid is a SEC quarterback.
Yeah.
Southern is getting it done with a team approach and with getting guys to buy into why that 1 rep on a Tuesday morning practice at 6:30 in the morning when it's 60 degrees outside, 50 degrees outside, whatever, is just as important as that same rep in a game. And he's done a really nice job of getting guys to buy in and believe in that.
As always, we have the sweet, smooth sounds of the human jukebox. But coming up next, we'll talk about our favorite Inside the Jaguar Nation moment during this past football season.
That's me right there, and Brian. But we're going to hear about everybody's favorite moment, huh? Next here on Inside the Jaguar Nation.
This is Inside the Jaguar Nation, presented by Russell Law Firm.
Hey, welcome back to the show as we close it down here on Inside the Jaguar Nation. Again, Morgan Beard, Aaron Lee right there. Football season flew by. We know that. We've acknowledged it many times on this show alone. But with every football season comes a lot of great moments. Don't you agree?
Yeah, Morgan, we had some great moments, some funny moments, some serious moments. Yeah. If you had to choose one, what would it be?
Favorite moment for the season? Well, look, who's that man right there with Coach Dawson Odoms? Yeah, that's me there. They put me on the road, man, traveling to Jackson State. The Jags got the nice win, and I got to cover some games over there in Mississippi. Good time for all. What about you, Aaron?
If I had to pick a moment, my best moment would probably be the Bayou Classic.
Of course, of course.
I had a great time in my first Bayou Classic, getting a chance to cover Grambling and Southern. Seeing that trophy was amazing, walking into the Superdome, that atmosphere, it was just great. And the fact that it was a great game, man, I couldn't ask for a better experience being my first Jaguar moment.
Hey, there you go, Bayou Classic, Jackson State, a little road warrior action here for me and you, Aaron. So those are our favorite moments of the season. Maybe next week we'll talk to the teams and see what their favorite moment was as well. But hey, that's it for this week's show. Morgan Beard, Aaron Lee, as always.
Good show.
Good work, good show here on Inside the Jaguar Nation. We'll be here every Sunday. So of course, we'll see you next week.
Winning doesn't happen overnight without a championship mindset. Come join me, head coach Morris Scott, and the SU Jags men's basketball team as we prepare for the upcoming season at the Mini Dome. Come join us. Go get your tickets today. Go Jags.